The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys they cutting up.
But ladies and gentlemen, we were actually before we just jumped all into it, we were talking about the NFL, going back to it. Once again, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fanatic, and my boy D here is Indianapolis Colts fan, and we were just chit chatting about the new arrivals because you know the rookies have made it into camp and they're starting to work out, you know, learn the playbook, get a feel for the coaches and what they're asking for. And he was giving me his insight on what he has seen and what he likes and what he's kind of skeptical about. And I was doing the same, you know, but he was kind of messing with me about opening up against the Dallas Cowgirls. And, you know, hey, it for those that don't know, we used to open up playing the Cowgirls when Donovan McNabb was actually the starting quarterback and Andy Reid was the head coach. So we would open up and beat the shit. I mean, I'm sorry. We would beat the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? That opening game, and next thing you know, we ended up getting off the schedule and not getting off the schedule, but moving a little bit further down the schedule.
Y'all done had them opening game a couple years back.
Oh no, we haven't. It not.
No, that was
like I
Tampa
said.
Bay they had.
Yeah. That's why I said not since McNabb and you know what I'm saying. Westbrook and the guys, James Thrash, Freddie Mitchell. You know, back when we first started winning. You know, and they had Romo and they were up and down. So yeah. You know, but going back to that, let's do a rewind and let the folk know what you are kind of like excited about and ready to see out of your Indianapolis Colts.
Honestly, I just want to see a better season, man. Injury field, you know, AR haven't been lived up to his potential, but hopefully we will have an optimistic season. Look great in OTAs. Definitely optimistic with the tight end. It's always good in the wide receiver room. I think we're good now. Tight end's been our weak link. So I think we definitely need to improve in reference to that part, being able to push the ball down the field and keep the quarterback on the field. So
I got a question for you, D. I promise to God I ain't trying to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that I got to ask you because of us talking about it. And because of what you just asked me a few minutes ago about the NFC, you were pretty much asking me who do I think I need to be looking out for as an up-and-coming team that might give me problems. You know what I'm saying? Just in the NFC period. To be honest, going back to that, I do say Chicago is going to be a sleeper team that's going to pimp slap a lot of teams, especially when they gel during the course of the season with all the new, you know, players that they have got to go around their new quarterback, which is a stud, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I think my only real competition in the NFC, seriously, because they're young and they're talented, talking about Chicago, but you know how it is in professional sports. You know, you can be young and dumb and not ready to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I feel
so
like.
that's what I feel with them. But I really think that the Cowgirls and Washington are going to give, because of being divisional rivals, knowing us, knowing what we like to do, us knowing what they like to do, and them both getting new toys to play with. You know, like I say, I don't know how well Dallas offense is going to be because their offensive line is still suspect. You know what I'm saying? But getting another wide receiver, another alpha to go on the other side of CD Lamb is very helpful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they do it right, the passing game can open up their running attack. if that handles business and doesn't give up turnover-wise, a lot of interceptions or turnovers. But, I mean, those are the two teams that honestly because Washington doing what they did last year, I mean, I just see everybody getting better long as they don't get hurt when it comes to those three teams there in our division. But I want to ask you, who do you see winning the AFC this year? Because I mean, we all know that Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I'm not a fan, but he's a great quarterback, and you always got to put them in the equation. But technically, they're kind of in the rebuilding stage too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the offensive line is suspect. The run game is suspect because of the offensive line. And let's just be real, the wide receivers haven't been the same since the last time they won a Super Bowl. So, defensively, I think the defensive line and forever be good, but the linebackers in the secondary is suspect. So, it's like you want to put them in the equation because of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's
hands down.
I think it's different. I think the back end is good.
But the front end is
front
suspect.
Is suspect.
Okay,
You only have
well,
Chris Jones.
Either way it go.
Other moving parts in the back end that really make them good.
The reason why I said that is because at the end of the day, they did a good job of stopping us in the Super Bowl, of keeping Saquon, kind of bottled up. He didn't have big numbers like he didn't have that 125, 150 he been getting over the whole season. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that. He didn't get no big run. He didn't score a touchdown.
But you gotta know why. Because they had to take that away. You know what I mean? I think that was the biggest thing.
But
I don't think it was because they're so great up front. I think they focused so hard on stopping Saquon that they couldn't stop nothing else.
But see, that's my point. You know what I'm saying? A good defense will be able to do whatever if they need to, whatever they need to. So it's like, Washington played us once again better offensively. I mean, not offensively, but defensively, they held us down for a while better than what Kansas City did. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? We weren't able to be all balanced like we were, but Kansas City, they stopped the run. Okay, Jalen won the game by dinking and dunking downfield, threw a couple of bombs. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he was able to complete every pass that he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Because there was no pressure on him from the D-line, and then the secondary wasn't able to cover. So, be that as it may, make a long story short, who do you see being the top four contenders coming out the AFC? Who do you see being the team that plays the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Because I'm going back as long as I stay healthy, G.
Okay, not to jump off subject, but guys, this is monumental.
What that?
Bro, guess who just got the number one pick in the draft, bro?
Who?
The fucking Dallas Mavericks, bro.
So that trade ended up,
bro.
Now they finna get Cooper Flag to go with Kyrie.
And AD.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna get it. Yeah.
But
who do you think actually will be the top three contenders? And
AFC?
Yeah.
My number one, I gave, which I must hold on and say I gave my sleeper last year, and it was successful. My sleeper was the Redskins. My sleeper this year, AFC, is the Chargers. Telling you, bro. They done put some pieces over there. And when they got the cat from North Carolina,
physical run game, play action.
They're gonna play action.
But I think the defense suspect though, D.
They filled holes.
I hear what you say.
And with filling holes and being able to run the ball, that keeps your defense off the field.
Gotcha. That's the sleep.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said there's gonna be a sleeper, and I think their defense is optimistic when it comes to turnovers. You know what I mean? Because they will blitz. You know what I mean? And I think they do stop the run as well as they do run the ball. They still got Baltimore. You know what I mean? So I still think they're going to be good. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes. So they'll catch away I think they're a catch away from being who you play in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Because I think if he catch that ball, they go on to win on that one. And the third team, AFC, bro, I'm serious, and I don't want to say it because they play, bro, Jacksonville, bro.
You ain't gonna say Houston?
That,
Cause Houston, I understand they got a wide receiver hurt and they got rid of D.
right. So,
But they still got enough.
They just got Nico and Schultz. I don't even know. I forgot who
They got the other boy, the speedster. I can't.
Tank Dell.
Not Tank Dell. They had another one because they were 4 deep. Oh, they still got Mitchie.
Yeah, they still. Now he wasn't a biggest contributor
Because he wasn't playing that much because of all of other folk, but he's cleared of cancer. So it's
ready to go.
He ready to go,
So
and I
if he
mean,
can step up. Now
Mitchie is a good receiver. That's why I say they got enough. D. You ain't saying nothing about them.
I still because I'm.
And I got more confidence in Houston quarterback than I do the Chargers now.
Now the only reason I'm gonna say
And defense.
The only reason I'm gonna say I may have more confidence in Houston's defense, but I got more confidence in Harbaugh because I know Harbaugh gonna keep him out of bad situations.
You know who I'm really surprised that you didn't name?
Who? Kansas City? Who, the Colts? In the AFC?
You ain't said that name now time.
Who? I said Baltimore. Anybody else? Buffalo? I ain't got no confidence in them, bro. I don't. Because I feel like Kansas City, they daddy. I don't give a damn how bad Kansas City is. They beat them. I just ain't got no faith in Josh Allen. Like, I don't even believe he was a MVP. I just think they got tired of giving it to Lamar, and they just felt like giving it him with a consolation prize.
I got another sleeper you got to think about and at least put on the equation, because if this guy come to play, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got everything else, D.
Who?
The Jets. Justin Fields.
Nah, that's
they got the receivers. They got the running back. They got they patched up the offensive line. Let's say that it's better than what it was when Aaron Rodgers was there. Let's just say that. Now you got an athletic, mobile quarterback where it really evens out the offensive line not being and just running that spread option with him and Breece Hall.
Yeah, like
man.
I said, Breece Hall.
Ooh, D, that'll be nasty, doesn't it?
Now,
I know they're not ready to win a Super Bowl or nothing like that, but I'm just saying they will be a great sleeper, especially in that subpar conference division, because technically the only team in that division to worry about is Buffalo.
Because of them, Buffalo, Miami.
Even if two are healthy, the Dolphins don't have enough.
And with the Patriots?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the Patriots now.
They're not ready. Defensively, yes, but offensively, no.
Sleeper in that division is going to be the Patriots. I believe that. I believe that because I think they're going to be able to run the ball and be efficient. That's all they care about.
Back to back.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
If we stay healthy, back to back.
I'm going to say this. Now, I don't really like to give props to these chumps, but I'm going to be honest. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, I'm gonna say this.
That little bit there hurt you.
No. I'm gonna say about something else. That's both sides. Now, I believe that the weirdest part about it, I believe that the NFC will get represented by somebody from your division.
Yeah.
And I honestly want to say it's 3 people.
Yeah, it's 2.
Lie.
It's 2. Dallas is gonna be way better, but they're not good enough for contention. They might make the second round. They might make NFC Championship game.
They'll finally get
but they're not fixing they're not good enough for that. No.
I think they get a win in the playoffs. Because one thing I feel like is this: if they can run the ball, because they've never really had a 2 next to CD.
I can still see them losing. I can see them losing to like the Bears in the playoffs. In Chicago, you feel what I'm saying? Like, if they would have to play them, because you, like you say, now, D, you just hypothetically speaking, we number 1 in the division, number one in the NFC, right? Shit. Then you got Washington behind us in the division, right?
And in the NFC.
No, I would say somebody else. I'm just hypothetically speaking now.
You kind of got to pull them out.
Yeah,
we drew up.
Yeah, but we still got to keep Tampa Bay in the equation, man. Tampa Bay, they went and got some shit, man.
Got some pieces, but
and then they got a veteran quarterback.
But they didn't shore up the D. That's what my feeling.
True, but that offense going to be lights out.
The offense going to be decent. The offense going to be good. They didn't shore up the defense. That's my only part about them.
Yeah.
Saints are out. Derek Carr's out. I don't even know who's going to play quarterback now.
I don't want to hear nothing else about the Aints. Y'all back to the Aints. Because at the end of the day, you should have went and got Shador. Because now the quarterback that you had that was decent just retired on your punk ass.
And then they had already said there's a possibility because he was saying it's possible he was still hurt.
You should have got Shador, man. Like, for real. Like.
But y'all got Tyler Shuck, though. Tyler Shuck. It's a corn. Shuck is corn. What you do to corn. Shuck. But besides the point, I do think that it's going to be an interesting year because a lot of pieces moved around.
Yeah.
A bunch of pieces moved around on both sides, AFC, NFC. So, of course, you'll have your traditional powers. I do think the only confident power that you still have will be Philly. But I don't think it's nothing else on the other side.
Who you think going to come out the AFC, though? For real, though.
I understand the Chargers, bro. That's where I'm at right now. Because
of the defense and the stout run game.
That's it.
I can't argue with it, but I still would give the edge, honest to God, as in being a better team. I still give the edge to Buffalo and Baltimore. I think those two teams are the better teams in the AFC right now on paper. And once again, it all depends on what Baltimore team you're going to see. Are they going to just say, okay, we're going to run spread option, but we're going to run Derrick Henry more, play action, and throw the ball, RPO with Lamar to try to save him? You know what I'm saying? And then give him free will at the end of the season in the playoffs to pull it and run more. You understand what I'm saying? To open up the offense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it all depends on what Baltimore you're going to see because their defense is going to be better with the players that they went and got defensively. So Derrick Henry, he's still a dog. They still got a dog offensive line. Like I feel some type of way because I don't really think they have enough wide receivers.
They've never had.
And I think they're putting too much pressure on Lamar to get them over the hump by himself. Like, yes, he has a good tight end. Yes, he has one good receiver, but he needs one more. Like, I think they should have been trying to get, and I know they weren't going to give him up, but, hell, they should have been trying. You know who they need to go and get in Baltimore right now? Amari Cooper to put on the other side of Zay Flowers. But I'm just saying, though, like, Amari Cooper is a great possession receiver, do all the little unders. You got the tight end that can do the middle, and then you got Zay Flowers working over the top. Like, you'll have everything then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what baffles me about them. You know what I'm saying?
I just think they were good last year. They was one catch away. You know what I'm saying? If he catch the ball, you know what I mean? I still think he was good. He had one of his greatest, most efficient passing seasons Lamar did, even though he didn't get the MVP.
I still don't think one of them good enough to beat us if we were to meet them in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen has never beat the Eagles.
The only team I think could stand with y'all if I was to pick one of them two would be Baltimore.
We'll beat the hell out of.
Only reason I say it is because with the way they're constructed, I think they could slow you down on offense.
No, because at the end of the day, they still can't stop our running attack. That's how we were able to beat the shit out of them in Baltimore this past season. We ran the ball down their throat. That's all we did, G, and got them tired. Like, we really didn't even open up the passing attack. That was one of them games where we said, you know what, we just finna lean on him and just dink and dunk if we need to get first downs.
I think they shored up their front, though. See, that thing about it, I think they shored up their front. Still going to stay stout across the back.
Yeah.
And, you know, if they could run the ball. See, the biggest people need to know if you run the ball, they keep y'all off the field. That's what the thing is trying to, a lot of times you can't stop a team like that.
Right.
Best thing you can do is just keep them on the side.
Because it wears you down.
And
it depends on how your depth is and how big you are on how quick you get worn down. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But moving right along, let's jump into some of this old NBA basketball. You know what I'm saying? Break it down, D, and let us know who has gotten what when it comes to the lottery.
Okay,
Well, we already know that Dallas is the
Dallas
number
got
one
you
overall
number one.
pick. Yeah. The Dallas Mavericks.
Okay. So from what they announced from 14 up, you got San Antonio at 14, Atlanta at 13, Chicago 12, Portland 11, Houston at 10. That's still a big pick for Houston. Toronto at 9, Brooklyn at 8, Pelicans at 7, Washington at 6, Houston at 5. I'm sorry, Utah at 5, Charlotte at 4, Philly at 3, San Antonio at 2, and Dallas at 1. Bro, now Dallas making it to the number 1 pick, bro, after just trading their phenom superstar.
That's making them. It's looking more or less like it was meant for them to get rid of Luka.
Bruh, dude, how storybook, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I gotta say they won a trade. I got to. The reason why I say they got to say that is this: LA got Luka. That's it. Well, Finney Smith. Luka and Finney. I think they got Finney Smith. Yeah. So they got the pick. That gets them to the number 1 pick. So they replaced their out of shape phenom to a in shape number 1 phenom. They just could change the game.
Yeah, because they
I
finna
think
get
play
Cooper Flag.
right. So I'm not calling him that, but I think he plays sort of like a LeBron type of player because he gets his players involved and also because he can go get his shot at any time. Athletic, dunk, shoot free throws, shoot
And he'll
threes.
probably be more explosive because he's not going to have to involve others because that's what Kyrie's job is for.
Right.
So all he has to do is just score and rebound now. You know what I'm saying? If he's hot, then yes, you'll see his accolades on assists. But you know what I'm saying? Like his job is gonna be easier now because he doesn't have to facilitate at all now. He just playing forward. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. You
Dallas.
got him at the 3, you got AD at the 4, you got the center, and then you got Kyrie at the point. Like that's dangerous already.
You
G.
keep everybody. You had PJ Washington. You got Likely. You got like you said, you got Kyrie. Then you add Cooper in there. So you probably gonna put Cooper at the 3, AD at the 4, Likely at the 5.
Yeah.
Still got Clay.
Well,
I
Clay,
don't know.
Clay
I
finna
know you
leave.
want to go. I know you want to go back to Golden State. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but
You add anybody else in there, bro?
his thing is if he go back to Golden State, you know what I'm saying. Even if he come off the bench, he'll still be getting more spin. You know what I'm saying? Like he stopped getting a lot. He didn't get a lot of spin, and even
he don't
if
fit the offense.
well, he don't fit Golden State offense because he can't do all the running and cutting that he used to. But they know how to play together, so
no doubt.
it'll be easier. But D. Going back to what you said about the trade with LA and Dallas, in my opinion, the trade was even anyway because at the end of the day, you have 2 NBA All-Stars that are always hurt or out of shape. You know what I'm saying? But either way it go, they both miss a lot of games. One has a higher ceiling because he's younger. And he just came off of going to the NBA Finals. But in all fairness, it goes back to the number one thing that scared me about the Lakers since LeBron got there. Because, like, let's be honest, going back to the last championship they won it because Magic Johnson built that team. Rob Pelinka pretty much was backdooring Magic, whispering in Jeannie Buss's ear, and Magic got tired and said, y'all can have this. You know, like he came out, tweeted it on ESPN, etc. Look, y'all can have this. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the backdoor whispering behind my back. I'm going to let y'all have this. And the Lakers have not been the same since because it's like Rob Pelinka is either scared to make a move. We all hear the rumors of how they looking at these this player, that player, this player. Hell, they've been looking at Miles Turner for like 4 years.
But
You know what I'm saying?
But
But
wasn't trying to let him go.
either way it go, each player that they have been looking at, they've been looking at this player for a long, extensive period of time. Like right now, last week before all this came down, the first thing Giannis said was he wants to use his options, but at the same time, it's 3 teams that he would love to play for. So if he's putting it out there that he wants to play for New York, Miami, or L.A., you know, the Lakers, once they heard L.A. Lakers, Rob Pelinka's supposed to have been on the phone calling Giannis's motherfucking agent right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a good GM, bro. And that's the difference. Why everybody was talking about that black man over there in Dallas, he only did what the owner said do. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, the owner got to be down with what he's trying to do. So evidently the owner as well as the GM both agreed that it was best. And it looks like it was, because Dallas hasn't stopped being aggressive yet. You know what I'm saying? They are still trying to put something together to still be a good franchise, a good team. We still got to keep in mind Dirk Nowitzki is up there in the office too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, with the Lakers and Giannis, he would love to play there.
But he ain't, because they ain't finna do it.
Nah,
And LeBron will take a pay cut. Like,
it ain't got nothing to do with that.
what it is.
Okay. Milwaukee don't own no pick for the next 5 years. First round pick. None. For the next 5 years. Let me say that again.
They got to get something out the deal.
So they're not finna trade with a team. They're not finna get valuable players that can play now.
Right.
You don't have enough to give them that they're going to say, I'm going to give you Giannis to where you can give me your core and I can still be competitive.
But the only reason why I said that is because they were saying on First Take this morning that you know, they have respect for Giannis and they also have respect for Giannis's agent, to the point where they will also entertain where he would love to go. So once again, he said he wants to go to these 3 teams. Where if these 3 teams call me, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, yeah, the Lakers ain't got nothing but a bunch of players to give up. But if they give up a bunch of players and then involve another team where it ends up being a 3-team trade, then it can still. Because, at the end of the day, Milwaukee is still on the upswing because Giannis got 3 years left on the contract. And it's going to free up a bunch of money for them, too. You know what I'm saying? So
now, it's going to free up money, but it's going to also put them in the back seat in the East, because you'll still have.
But they're already in the back seat, all because at the end of the day, one, Giannis and Dame can't play together. And then, 2, they coach is suspect, bro.
Well, we all know a lot of, like, I ain't going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you there. The jury's still out on me from J.J. Redick because he too wound up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
So
sure.
for him, I think he just
Headstrong.
Yeah, he need to just chill, take a chill pill,
Yeah.
smoke a blunt or something,
Yeah.
and cool out. And you know what I'm saying, that'll help him. I think he just get too wound up. But
And he doesn't like to adjust because of how stubborn he is. You know what I'm saying?
And he been like that as he was as a player. He's the same way he was as a player is how he's gonna be as a coach. He's a hard-headed asshole. You know what I mean? That's why nobody like him then, and a lot of folks don't like him now. You know what I mean? He went to do. I ain't got nothing against him, but they ain't like him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you. So I just think that New Orleans will probably make more sense. Zion. Other players that you got now, you still got what's my boy that came from Washington? Not Washington, but played with they played as the Dame with CJ. Yeah, CJ still down there. We got
Well, somebody
J.I. still down there.
Well, see, you got to name somebody that's got that draft pick that they'll give up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pelicans top 5.
They top 5? Okay.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? You got a top 5 pick right now, and you can get Zion or you can get CJ.
But see, I
get
don't
a
think. But see, this is the thing now. Milwaukee is saying they respect this man and they respect his agent. And this man done told y'all he want to go somewhere where he know he can have a shot at winning another championship. Like, New Orleans ain't that place. Because technically, if he go to New Orleans, he's basically might as well stay in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that ain't going to fly there. Like, he ain't trying to go nowhere where it's going to take a couple of years to build. See, like, you entertain going to L.A. because at the end of the day, you got LeBron and you got Luka. So you got LeBron, you got Luka, you got Greek Freak. You can build around them. You can get hell, Jackson Hayes can play. It can start because at the end of the day, Giannis gonna have his back when it comes to protecting the rim, rebounding. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you have to give up a lot to get him because you're gonna have to give up Rivers
Austin
gonna have to
Reeves.
go. Reeves gonna go.
Reeves.
Hachimura gonna probably go.
Hachimura can go now.
Hachimura gonna go. Reeves probably gonna
Vanderbilt can go.
I don't think Vanderbilt go. I think the other guy, what's your shooter?
Long as they don't get rid of Dalton Connect. If they can get rid of Reeves and
what's
keep
the other
Dalton
shooter?
Connect.
What's the shooter y'all got?
Which one you talking about? Gabe Vincent?
Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
So it'll be players like them.
And that's nothing.
But the thing is, I still think they're going to want a pick. And I don't think y'all got a pick that's enticing enough outside of, because even with New Orleans also having the players and a pick.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
understand
I'm saying?
what you're
From
saying.
This year.
It makes sense.
You know what I mean? So that's my only thing.
But
like
I was just saying in the
now.
sense of what he was saying he wanted. Because like you say, I mean, New York ain't no New York ain't got no draft pick.
But New York still got
They got players to give up, but
right.
New York ain't that. Excuse me. They're not trying to give up that many players for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't finna give up no 3-4 players because they'll be in the hole, man. And you already know one of them players they gonna want is like Big Cat or something. You know
they're gonna have to go. They're gonna want Cat. I'm gonna tell you who they're gonna give up. They'll give up Cat, probably OG Obinobi or whatever he is, and maybe Hart.
But see, that's the thing though. You get rid of all them, you ain't got nothing.
You replacing them with Giannis.
But that's not that's too much scoring. Giannis gonna give you a lot, bro.
Giannis gonna give you 35.
You ain't got
15.
no bench though, G.
They only go 7 deep now.
Yeah, but that's on culture now. That ain't
Kibble though. That's how he always coached.
But that's my point though. Like I say, like,
that's what's hurting them against the Celtics is that they don't go. See, the Celtics go at least 10.
And I don't even know why he would even say Miami. I understand because of the coach, and I understand because of the money. The tax. But I'm just saying, you ain't finna compete with no championship down there because what they got is not enough. Even if they add you, it's not enough. You might as well stay where you at because you don't have enough to beat Boston. And in my opinion, you don't have enough to beat New York or Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
Now, look at it like this. Out of all the teams we named, which was New York, New Orleans, L.A., and Miami, the one I think that stayed more consistent out of the whole way would have been Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all the way back from the LeBron, from the D-Wade that took you into the LeBron, that took you to that, even that's through having Spoelstra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having good coaching, you know what I mean, that makes you way through. So I think Miami would be probably the best one because I think they have the best upstairs. You know what I mean? Your upstairs, to me, is completely in shambles. Y'all trying to figure that out. I don't know what's going on with New Orleans, what they're trying to figure out with design, debacle or whatever, trying to probably get rid of that. And with Brooklyn also as well, they're looking at Brooklyn too as being a piece because they got pieces. They're just not as good. They just got picks. See, Brooklyn got picks.
Right.
They don't have pieces. See, the only thing about it, see, New Orleans now with the pick, what they're pulling up now they have a enticing pick, a top 5 pick, and pieces.
That's why I said it's going to have to be a 3-team trade.
So I think they can, I ain't going to lie, I think they can make it through with just New Orleans because they got enough pieces and the pick good enough. Because it's a top 5 pick. Because most of them, they'll give you a pick from last year.
Down there, man. They ain't got no shooter.
They don't need no shooter. They giving up Giannis. Giannis ain't no shooter. You giving away.
No. I'm saying New Orleans ain't got no shooter, bro.
You got players. You got.
You ain't got no shoot. No, you better not.
You got CJ.
Man, that man ain't did nothing since Portland. The early days of Portland.
You got him, B.I., and you
B.I.
got Zion.
Stop.
Brandon Ingram's still nice.
Stop.
Bro. He's still nice.
Stop.
He better than Kuzma. Okay.
That ain't saying much, D.
He better than Connect.
No, he's not. They just ain't play Connect.
He better than Alton Reed.
No, he's not.
Oh.
No, he's not.
You don't think B.I. on one
No,
better than that?
he's not consistent.
You think Alton Reed's consistent?
He's more consistent than Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram look like he smoked too much weed and can't handle it.
I believe that.
He look like he be too geeked and it's like, this ain't the game. Huh?
He got some of that J.R. Smith in him. Some of that switch.
My point exactly.
I agree.
I mean, Austin Reeves now, he's off and on, but he still plays hard.
Yeah.
Even when his shot ain't on, he still playing defense. He still giving you assists. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Ingram can be a top 10 player, but because of his aggressiveness or lack of aggressiveness, you know what I'm saying?
So with that being
so you
said,
can't say that because Austin Reed has way more aggressiveness. He comes to play. He's like Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Like Westbrook might not give you that many points. It might be 10, 10, and 10 at the end of the game.
But effort gonna give you 1,000.
That's the point, the effort. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ingram has no backbone.
But if you're telling me that you feel if B.I. can be a top 10 with the effort, do you think that putting him around a player like LeBron, players like that would allow him to be able to get? Because I think
because he played with LeBron and he was the same dude. He didn't have no get up about him.
I think B.I. was over LeBron.
He was with LeBron for like 1 year and they got rid of him and got AD.
I thought he was gone. I thought he was a part of the AD trade.
Well, he was part of the AD trade, but LeBron was there for like a season before AD got there.
I still think that.
You know what I'm saying? If I ain't mistaken, it was LeBron was there a whole year before AD got there. He played with Brandon Ingram because everybody was hollering that the Lakers that LeBron got rid of Brandon Ingram to get AD. You know what I'm saying? Which at the end of the day, at that point in time, what was wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Cause
yeah, I still feel like AD still
a better player.
Yeah, he's still a liability.
He is that too now. Now, since we're talking about NBA, we're gonna get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Right, quick.
Okay.
We ain't got that much time, dude. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But get into the NBA playoffs, my G.
So we got, of course, we got the Celtics playing right now.
What's that score?
The Celtics, you know what I mean?
What's that score?
Let's see. Score to the Celtics is Celtics 16, the Knicks 69.
16-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
I'm pulling for the Knicks in this series, but be that just being real and just calling it down the middle. If the Knicks don't win this game, the series is over tonight. I mean, because if they go back to Boston tied up, Boston is not going to lose now another game in Boston. Like, it's just, you might as well. It's going to be like going to a Diddy party because you already know you finna get it. You finna get right.
Now, I'm going to say this. Now, I didn't watch Game 3. Not watching Game 4 as well.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of people in New York got very excited in reference to the first two games, which was a lot of that was misguided excitement.
Well, technically, no, you can't say that, D. I ain't, once again, I apologize, not trying to cut you off, but the Knicks were only supposed to win one game. Like everybody, all the professionals said one game. If they win two, that they have exceeded their limits.
Right.
And for them to win the first two in Boston, like
misguided excitement, and they didn't win. They didn't win the first two games in Boston. Boston lost the first two games in Boston. Because I'll tell you this: you're not winning a game if I looked at someone who shot 100 shots and only hit 25. The same thing you did in game one, you did. You went down by 20. You won, but they shot historically bad, so you came back. Cool. Same thing game two. But like I said, how long is that going to last? How long can you sustain winning games hoping they're going to miss shots? That's not sustainable. Like, oh, we're going to win if they continue to miss. That's why I said it's misguided. They got extremely excited for something that you wasn't doing. Boston was just playing very subpar. They were shooting worse than they've ever shot. I think that was the worst 2 shooting percentages they ever had in playoff history. How many times do you think that's going to repeat itself? Now, it repeated itself twice, but I don't think it's going to be a third.
It ain't going to be too many more times.
So that's the only thing I'm saying. That's why I call it misguided confidence, because they were looking like, oh, we're winning. No, they're just losing. Because if you're down by 20 in 3 consecutive games, where's your positivity at this point? You know what I mean? Because you have to know that they're doing something to get you down by 20. But what were they doing to lose the 20? So I think that's what Boston tried to figure out, and I think they, of course, did figure it out.
You gotta give them a little props too. Like New York was making the shot selection.
They had a better shot selection. Yeah.
Difficult. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of in the first 2 games. I don't know what.
You talking about Boston shot selection?
Well, I'm just saying now
them boys were missing free. Them boys
I know they were missing some open shots as well, but the thing about it is sometimes if you put a zone on folk, or if you just, you know what I'm saying, are trying to play physical, like you can, adjust their shooting. But either way it go, I think Boston has really adjusted to whatever New York was doing in the first 2 games. Because it's like, I don't know. Like you said, D, it was a little – I'm just saying it was a little of both. I'm agreeing with what you said. Yes, you're right. They missed a lot of shots. They were playing bad. They might have took New York light. I don't know. But I still think you got to give New York just a tad of credit too. They playing hard regardless.
Only thing I'm going to give them props on is not stopping or not giving up.
Yeah, because y'all was up like 30 points and ended up winning by what, 10, 15?
20, no, I thought we still to the last game.
Y'all still ended up by 20?
Still ended up by 20 something.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that.
But who you like in the next game?
Yeah, we're still in a winning by like 22.
Okay, 22.
So right now Boston 16-14. So the thing is,
they came back.
Yeah,
16-14.
So I tell you, it's the difference in the shot selection. We're gonna shoot some threes. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have a lot of open possessions that we're gonna go in and shoot a 7-second shot clock 3-pointer, and they going back down.
Well, my thing was, I'm not a Tatum fan, and I might be biased, but I saw in this series where he would come down a couple of times and not even try to set up the offense. He's like 3-on-1 and he stop and pop instead of taking it to the hole. You know what I mean? Like
all I'm doing
you 6'8", 6'9", and you're fluid, can get to the rim. Like if that 3 ain't falling, man, go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Like swing the ball around like y'all are known for doing. They really are playing a lot of isolation ball in the first couple of games.
Because they all got ISO ball players. Like, well,
I'm talking about Boston. Boston got caught up in the sauce and went to playing ISO too. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, that's why you lost the second game, because Tatum held the ball a long period of time before he thought about passing it to Brown.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, game 2, I'm going to say we lost that one. Bro, we took 7 2-point shots in the second half. 7. That's not. Bro,
but that's your game, though. I can't. Look, because the last game y'all played in New York, y'all took shots like that and y'all was on fire. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you.
The 2 games we lost, we shot over 63s. That one, we only shot 50.
50,
now,
60,
shooting,
shit, that ain't.
The gold area with how we put them up is between 35 and 50. It should never get more than 50. Because when you get over the 50, that means you're not taking 2-point shots at all. So you got to be able to take 2-point shots to open the 3, because if not, they're just going to stand around the 3-point arc and take that away from you. You know what I mean? So I just feel like and to lose a 20-point lead, man, you got at least, if you shooting 2s, that's 10 times you got to stop. So that means that's 10 times you went down, shot a shot and missed, and they went down and scored. Boston, all they have to do is score. You get up 20 points, just score. Even if you score 2 times, if you score every other time, they're not going to use your lead. So that's the biggest thing, is get to the free throw line, take the ball to the hole, and play more, get better ball movement. The shot selection is not bad because you shooting practice shots.
Yeah, but the shot selection is bad if you're not hitting that shot though.
Nah, I agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you forcing the three too much if it's not on. That's my point. That's my only gripe. You done forgot about Porzingis. You done forgot about Al Horford. If they on the floor and they playing, like feed them, man. Go to the rack. You know what I'm saying? Like Brown is another guy that's been settling for the three. You know what I'm saying? Like the only somebody that I don't have a problem with just shooting the three is
Pritchard,
White. No,
Brown.
White.
I mean Pritchard, Holiday, and White. My guards.
Just White.
You know what I mean?
White is the most consistent, and if he's off, he doesn't stay off long. You know what I'm saying? Like because he's smart with his shot selection. But Holiday need to be going to the cup.
Now honestly,
I ain't got no problem with.
He had the highest percentage
because he don't take as many.
And he shoot corners.
You don't take as many.
Exactly.
But let's move on to the next one. Don't get stuck because we're not finna get stuck on the Boston Celtics because this your team. Now let's move on to the other
y'all talking about because of course they were playing. Now
let's move on to the next game.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you. Now on the other series, like I said, I watched what we got last night was Joker and Shea.
No, let's go. Let's stay in the East though. Indiana.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's
That's
over.
one of the most unentertaining series. I think the only thing entertaining was the fisticuffs that they had. Did you see that?
Yeah, he punched him in the
You know what I'm saying? So that's the most interesting part about it. I think that Cleveland.
They big boy on them.
I think Cleveland put too much on keeping that number one spot away from us, and they played themselves and just beat there because they're not a real deep team, kind of like New York. And I think that they came into the playoffs a little too injured.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm biased. I like all around players. That's why I'm such a LeBron groupie. You know what I'm saying? I like players that play the game like all around. Okay, my shot ain't on. I'm gonna play defense. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna rebound. I'm gonna block a couple of shots. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna get other folk into the game. You know what I'm saying? And it comes a point in time where all superstars need to involve the players around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Kobe, Jordan, like Curry, like we can name a whole bunch of greats. LeBron, that at the end of the day, they had to use the people around them to get over that hump. You know what I'm saying? So they had to make the people around them better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when that moment came and they couldn't do their thing, they had confidence in the next man to be able to follow through for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And be that as it may, I think that is the reason why I feel that Cleveland's star player right now is the reason why they'll never get over the hump again, because Donovan Mitchell is not an actual – he's not a player that's going to, like, involve everybody else. He's so ball dominant.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a ball dominant player, no doubt.
Like you can have – I understand that they had two other players that were hurt and didn't play a lot thus far in this series, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying their bench is better than y'all's or anybody else in the league. I'm just saying that they are deep, just as deep as all the other deep teams in the NBA. But once again, when the playoffs start, he goes to playing a lot of isolation basketball. Yes, at the end of the day, he might score 35, 45 points. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they still get the loss.
Yeah, like they did other night. Like they did other night. He scored like 48 points and they lost. Same night.
No, the first two games he scored, like one game he scored like you said, 48, 45, something like that. And the first game he scored like 38, 42. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. We know you can score. Yes, we know you get hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July. But you got Max Strus that can shoot very well. You know what I'm saying? You got all these boys that have helped contribute to y'all being the number one team in the East. You know what I'm saying? And you falling flat. And no disrespect to Indiana. They was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and they look like they're more seasoned. They know what it takes. Indiana.
Yeah.
They know what it takes to actually get there. But like, I'm very, very disappointed in Cleveland. I thought this would be the year that Cleveland would at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals with Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? But I understand there's a difference in playoff ball and regular season ball, and it looks like that Donovan Mitchell right now is one of those regular season players. You know what I'm saying? But when the pressure is on, yes, he might get his, but he's not the player that's not gonna make the players around him better. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta look at it. See, the thing is with Donovan Mitchell and teams that he's been on, especially with this Cleveland team,
Utah,
they don't have a lot of scoring. So it's not a lot of people. Like Max Strus, he's a shooter. You know what I mean? Darius Garland was out. Then you had Mobley, he was out. Hunter, he was out as well. But so all of them came back.
But they came back, yeah.
But I don't think they were as effective because I think, of course, they were still bumped up a little bit.
But be that as it may, though, them other players weren't hurt, and them other players helped contribute to them getting to where they are. If they can battle with y'all the way that they did,
that's with all of them. You're not even going what they got right now. If they played us with what they got right now, we'd sweep them because you don't have enough scoring. Because we can let Donovan Mitchell go ahead and get you 45. Cool. Nobody else is going to get me.
What do you think the problem is? Do you think that Indiana is just too long for them?
No, Indiana has a full set of contributors because you got Halliburton who can get off. You got Siakam who can get off. You got, what's my boy down in the paint?
Yeah. The one we want at the Lakers.
Turner.
Yeah,
then
Turner.
A piece that been going off with him. We drafted him. We just didn't re-sign him. It's Neesmith, the cat with the braids. See, we drafted him in the Celtics. He ended up over there this season. So that's the only. So I think they're so deep in there a lot. They're super versatile and they super long.
Yeah.
And we got to look at it. You got Darius Garland, shorter guy. Donovan Mitchell, shorter guy.
Yeah.
So just like how I look at my boy in New York,
They
shorter
big
guy.
born. They big born them too.
Shorter guy. You know what I mean? So I think it's hard. The shortest guy, and they shot was a shooter that got to the finals was Steph Curry, but he's a shooter.
Now,
Donovan Mitchell likes to do both.
Now let's move over to the East right quick. You understand?
To the
what
West.
I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sorry. To the West right quick. Is it basically over for both series?
Nah, I think Denver and San Antonio. I think Denver and OKC just getting live. It's tied up. It's 2-2. So I think it's live.
But
It's
but
live.
my thing is the reason why I said both is because I really believe that Minnesota's gonna win the next game and Golden State's gonna be the walking dead.
Yeah, I think Minnesota. I think that one's.
Yeah, I think they're gonna take them out in Minnesota. I think they're gonna win the next two games and it's over. Reason why I'm asking you this about OKC and Denver. That last game that they played, it seems as if Joker is tired. It seems as if playing in the Olympics, just like LeBron took his toll on Joker as well as LeBron and other superstars like Curry, you know what I'm saying? Playing in the Olympics, playing this long, rigorous NBA season, then go into the playoffs.
Right.
LeBron, he was battling a hamstring and
That knee injury.
his knee, you know what I'm saying? And then Curry, his hand, and now his hamstring, you know what I'm saying, to the point where he's missing games.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm
won't be
saying?
back
LeBron didn't miss games, but the thing about it is he was a shell of himself. And Curry, by him missing the 2-3 games that he's going to miss, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see them losing every game.
They're not winning the game without Steph Curry.
Not without Steph. And the thing about it is, even if he comes back, I don't think he's going to be healthy enough to run up and down the floor like he does. You know what I'm saying? The way he does, doing all the cuts and things. Like, I just don't see, like, but either way it go, going back to that, I really feel that Joker is tired, and I think that the young legs of OKC, I think they took their punk card in that last game. I really do. The way they came back and took that game, like
Last night?
it was close, but at the end they took it, and Joker missed a lot of shots. They were
he wasn't
short. He was not. I'm talking about shots that he usually will make right there in front of the goal. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he might have had 2 folk on him, but this is something that he's used to. You know what I mean? Like, he was tired. He wasn't running up and down the floor the way he was. He was like bitching about calls more so than playing hard. That's why I personally think that it's gonna be Minnesota and OKC. But the question that I'm trying to ask you is, who do you get an edge to in that? Because technically, if OKC and Denver go 6-7 games, like, Minnesota gonna be at the house for a game or 2 watching and licking their wounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Minnesota is bigger than OKC too now.
Now, I believe that definitely Minnesota is bigger with Nas Reed, and you got Gobert and what's the other? I can't think of the other cat, the little young guy. I can't think
with the
braids. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
So I think they are long. They Ant-Man. He ain't small. Conley's not small.
Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle as well.
Yeah.
So I do really think they are longer, but I don't see OKC beating Denver still at this point. Because I feel like OKC is kind of living off. They living out of right now.
I think they're gonna beat them, D. But I don't think they're gonna make it out the West. I think Minnesota gonna win, but I really and truly think that it's gonna go 7 games, but that 7 game is in OKC, and like I say, the longer the series go on, the more it's gonna weigh on.
And the more I'm gonna give it to Denver.
I'm gonna give it more to OKC because of the youth and the stamina.
And that's the reason why I'm gonna give it to OKC. I'm gonna give it to Denver because of other youth. Because when it gets down to those end games, they'll tell you closeout games. If you got to win them by 15 and win them by 1, those are the hardest game to win. They've never gotten this far.
Yeah, but
Denver's done it before.
That defense, man, they don't have the scores they used to have in.
They got their same score.
In Denver.
Don't missing one player. Name me the players that
Caldwell Pope and that other
one
boy.
Player.
No, it's another boy. Brown.
Bruce Brown wasn't even there the year before.
Bruce Brown was contributing on that first championship, G.
But bro, but think about it. They still been relevant the whole time, but their core is still there.
Yeah.
Which is Joker.
Then another thing you got to take into consideration.
They're 4 core.
They don't have their coach either. It's gonna come a time now where that interim coach is gonna nut up when it comes to plays, or rather on defense or offense. Now they don't have that coach that they once had too. That's gonna make a difference too, D.
Just like Joker, then that's when Joker comes in. That's why I feel like he's been a lot more vocal on the floor than he's probably ever been. It's because of the coaching, and he knows what they need. He's been there, MVP, back-to-back championships. So the poise and the moment, I think the moment definitely will not be bigger than, won't be too big for Denver, by no means. I think the moment gets too big for OKC because I feel like, it's just me, I feel like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the most overrated players in the NBA. And the reason why I say that is I feel like his game is based off of what James Harden's game used to be. Based off of free throws. Because you'll see he'll have 36, 37, maybe 40 points. We have 16, 17, 18 free throws. So he didn't do much on the floor. He hit about 6, 7 shots. But we got 15, 16 free throws. And a lot of his free throws aren't from, trying to shoot an actual shot and you missing it. It's because he's just running and jumping into somebody flailing like James Harden used to do. So I think he's mastered that art, and I do see them taking that from him next season because they're not going to continue to let the offensive player jump into the defensive player and not give the defensive player a chance to be able to make a play and just throw the foul on him. Because I just like how they took away where you can't dribble and just stop and hit somebody, take you on the back. What Trae Young them used to do, that was his favorite thing, is dribble, stop, and hit you on the back. Steve Curry used to do it. I mean, not Steve Curry, but Steph Curry used to do it too. So they took that away where you can't just stop and dribble and just let somebody bounce. And Brunson used to do it. So I think once they take that away from him, because you look, he's not efficient.
But D, you talking about taking it away. They ain't took it away yet, though. And if a nigga can't stop it, you just can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like they have like there is nobody on Denver's team that can guard this boy. You know
Just
what
like
I'm
nobody
saying?
on the OKC team can guard Joker. Same way.
Right.
But look at it. Okay.
That's the even now, but everybody else is more consistent around Shea than it is Joker. Them folk up and down around Joker this year. What you call it? Just started playing good this series.
Ooh.
Murray. What you call it was playing better than him? What's the big guy that come from Orlando?
Oh, you talking about Aaron Gordon?
Aaron Gordon. You know what I'm saying? He won a couple of games and been more consistent, helping Joker out. You know, now, granted, that's might have been what they were having problems with, not going deep on the bench. Because I haven't seen no boy from Kansas playing too much.
Ooh.
The white guy that
Braun?
I don't know his name, but he was a shooter from Kansas. He was a rookie when they went to the finals and won. He was contributing coming off the bench. I haven't seen too much of him. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Either way it go. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we have come to another illustrious episode of Kuttin Up with your boy D, the place to be, in Elroy.
Ready for blast off.
And like we always say, you guys like, share, and subscribe, and also put your notifications on so you'll know whenever we are cutting up.
That's right.
So, anything else before we get out here, my brother?
No, that's pretty much a good one. On my end, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Next segment, we're going to try to talk about a little of that WWE, what's going on, and a little sports entertainment.
Let's see what it do then.
Yeah.
Well, until then, ladies and gentlemen, Birmingham and all the places surrounding areas, y'all have a good one.
Peace.
100.